Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is gonna be about how I managed to catch buys on gold, on silver, and a small onion sale on USDT. So I'm gonna show you guys how I managed to catch those buys, how I managed to catch those trades. I'm gonna take you to the process through it, how I managed to see the buys, how I managed to see where did I take my trades, where did I put my stop losses, and what did I target after entering the trades, right? So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you all those things. I'm gonna teach you a little bit about my strategy, how it works, and how I managed to catch those sniper interests. Because most of the time, using my strategy, you'll find out okay, if you use this strategy, you there's a high possibility for you to catch snipe interest. There's a high possibility for you to not go into drawdowns and stuff. You see, so yeah, today's video is gonna be about that. I'm gonna show you guys how I managed to do all those things, and as you can see here on gold, it's a snipe entry. It's a nice 13.89 risk to reward ratio without a drawdown, without going to my losses, without actually having to re-enter again on that entry point. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna show you how I managed to take those entries. Okay, let me just remove this because I'm gonna start with gold. Let me just remove this real quick so that you guys can see how I managed to catch those trades, right? Real quick, let me just remove this. Okay, guys, here's the chart. I'm gonna start from the daily time frame. As you guys can see that on the daily. Okay, let me start from weekly so that you guys can see the direction of the market. On the weekly, you guys can see that you are kind of an uptrend, right? From here, as you guys can see, we are on an uptrend. We are making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. It's a low, higher high, higher low, higher high. See, we just made another low right here. So we're kind of still in an uptrend. We're looking to move upwards. So we're kind of looking for those buys, right? So on my daily, I went down to my daily, scaled down to my daily, and marked down what's this? My demand and supply zones, right? I marked down my demand and supply zones. As you can see, we are SID right here. My supply zone was on this previous low. That gave me this break of structure right here. That gave me this break of structure right there. That's why I set my demand zone. Then as I saw that okay, I had a uh, I had a break of structure. Now the market I had a break of structure. Now the market is looking for a retest. The market was retesting. They ended up going back into my demand zone, where I was like, okay, now we are going to look for your buy opportunities, right? Because you see what the price did on the demand zone. It just tapped into the demand zone, then started to move upwards again, right? So scaling down to 4 hour, you can see that okay. Okay, let me just remove this sessions thing indicator. Okay, scaling down to 4 hour. I see. Okay, the price once it got into my demand zone, it kind of consolidated. It was in a consolidation for about 2 days, I think. For about 2 to 3 days, it was consolidating. Then we had a break of structure, right? We had a break of structure right there. The price broke the consolidation, meaning like, okay, now we are looking for an upward for it's an upward trade, right? You're looking for buys, right? So now we're starting to look for buys. So I was like, okay, since we're looking for buys, I'm gonna scale down to 1 hour, then start looking for my buys on 1 hour chart, right? So I scale down to 1 hour, look for those break of structures. I looked for those break of structures. I looked for those structures immediately after my price broke out. It came to retest. What is it doing now? Immediately after the price broke out this consolidation zone, it came back, not to retest on the consolidation, but it did some retest, then continued to break this high here, right? continue to break this high right here, which I was like, okay, now we're looking, yeah, it's a confirmation. Now we are looking for buys, right? So I marked my last order block before the break of structure. As you guys can see that we have two other blocks right here. We have this one right here, right? We have that other block right there. Then also have this one right here. You also have that one right there. That candle, that doji candle right there. That doji candle right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. I marked my order block on that candle. I was like, okay, that's where I'm gonna take my trades. That's where I'm gonna take my trades, right? So I was like, okay, let me mark that. Then put my stop loss just on that last low, right? I'm gonna put my stop loss there. Then I mark my order block there, waited for the price to retest into that price, into that zone. As you guys can see, the price before retesting, before go tap into that zone, it left this Asian liquidity, right? This was an Asian high, this was the Asian low. So the price I knew for sure, like, okay, now my order block is valid because the price needs to break this low, tap into my order block, then continue to move upwards. So I was like, okay, now I marked my order block correctly. There, here's my order block. I marked it correctly. So I'm looking for a long-term buy opportunities from this zone right here. So that's what I did. I took my buy trade here. I took my buy trade there. I put my stop loss just below my order block and my TP on the supply zone, right? I had to go and look for my supply zone. I went to my supply zone, then I put my TP there. And look at what the price did, guys. The price did the exact thing. The price moved. Okay, going back to 4 hour. The price did exactly that. So that's how it is, guys. That's how I managed to catch that trade. I also tried to catch other trades after having break of structures. After having break of structures. Okay, let me just remove this so that you guys can see clearly. I was also trying to look for other trades after having this break of structure. After the price broke this high right here, I wanted to look for another buy there. You see that here where the Asian low. I had to look for an order block below my liquidity, which was gonna be this zone right there. I was gonna enter in that zone, but the price didn't tap into that zone. It continued going upwards. So what I'm assuming now is, okay, now the price here, we see that ish, we don't have a valid order block. We have a break of structure also right here. Also have a break of structure right there, and you have an order block just sitting below my Asian zone right there. We have an order block just sitting there. So I was like, okay, now since the price couldn't tap into the zone, couldn't tap in this zone, and once it taps, it means like it would have passed this low, and it would have told us, okay, from now, okay, let me just explain it like this. Now you guys see that the price broke this high, right? It didn't come back to retest on this zone. Instead, it just continued going upwards. So for the price to go back into the zone, it will have to break this low right here. It will have to break this low right there. And that indicates like, okay, now after it broke that low, we no longer look for buys. We're starting to look for sells, right? So if the price maybe it goes from up here, up there to back to into this zone, it will mean like, okay, the price now is starting to sell. We're starting to look for sell, so we're gonna look for other sell other blocks, right? So that's how it is, guys. I managed to catch this one because I wanted to enter again. I saw that, okay, this could be a huge buyers from good. I wanted some re-entries, but unfortunately I couldn't get them. So I just let this one running. I'm still in profit till now. The price is about to hit my TP, so I just let this trade running. One thing you guys should be aware about is that gold and silver, they move the same. They move the same, just like US 30 and Nasdaq. When gold buys, silver buys. When gold sells, silver sells. That's how I managed to go on a silver also to catch that buy. That's how I managed to go on silver catch that buy. All right. Here on silver, you also saw the same thing. The price was consolidating for a moment, then it broke through. Okay, meaning that you are now looking for buys. After the price broke that consolidation, give us this kind of a trend line liquidity right here. Give us this kind of trend line liquidity which it broke during this Asian session, leaving this Asian low that needed to be mitigated. I was like, okay, now the price broke out the trend line. It needs to come back and it needs to come back into my order block for a retest, right? It needs to come back into my order block for a retest before going upwards again, right? So that's what the price actually did. That's what the price gave me. That's what I actually saw from the price. I was like, okay, now the price it broke this trend line right there. It broke this trend line right there. Then during the Asian session, right? So it left this Asian low right there. It left this Asian low. So I was like, okay, I'm waiting for my price to come back, but I'm gonna look for an order block below the Asian liquidity right there. So I decided to choose this last low before the price broke through. So I decided to choose this last low as my order block before the price broke through. So that's what the price did. The price broke out. It came back for a retest, tapped into my order block, then continued going upwards. The same thing as gold. I targeted the 4 hour supply zone. As you guys can see, I targeted the 4 hour supply zone. So I'm patiently waiting for the price to tap into my supply zone so that I can start selling, because you guys can see that we had a change of character right here. With a change of character, meaning like, okay, this was a on a higher time frame. This was a breakout on a higher time frame to show that you are selling. Then this was a retest. So this buy for me, it was kind of like a buy for a retest for a major sell. Sell on the higher time frame, right? So I'm kind of looking for the price to tap into my 4 hour supply, then to continue selling, right? So going to USD also is kind of the same thing. USD here on the higher time frame, we saw that okay on a daily. Let me just on a daily you say guys okay. The price continued going up. The price was on an uptrend, right? The price was in an uptrend right here. Gave us this low, this higher high, higher low, higher high, right? The price was in an uptrend movement. So we're still looking for buyers, right? And check what the price did. The price came into my demand zone. This was the low that gave us a break of structure, right? This was my demand zone. The price went back into my demand zone, tapped into the demand zone, then went up again, showing that okay, we're still in uptrend, right? We're still looking for buyers, right? So I was like, okay, that's it. Uh that's how it works. So I scaled down to 4 hour. On 4 hour also, so like okay, on 4 hour it was a retest, right? We have like this selling retest, and my price hit my daily demand right here, right? So on a 4 hour is like okay, we were previously on this downtrend. We previously on a downtrend. We were previously selling till the price hit my daily demand here, and continued going up. So you see what the price did. The price gave me this break of structure. It went up. It broke that high right there to indicate now we're looking for now we're starting now the price is looking for buyers, right? Because we have a change of character to the upward direction, right? So I was like, okay, immediately after the change of character, I know my price is gonna come back into my order block. It's probably gonna come back to my demand zone or into this order block right here, which is which is less within the Asian liquidity, which I won't take a trade on it, even though it comes back on that zone. I'm looking for an order block below the Asian liquidity. I'm looking for an order block below that so that I can comfortably take my buyers, right? So I knew immediately, as you guys know, that if it's a downtrend like this and the price breaks out, the price has to come back into the order block, then continue buying, right? So that's what the price did. It gave us a downtrend right here, downtrend. It gave us a change of character. Now the price has to come back down into an order block, whatever order block it is, so that we can enter our buys there, so that the price can continue going upwards, right? As you saw on a daily that okay, the price now is going upwards, right? So I kind of actually capitalized on that. I saw like, okay, now we're starting to look for sales. So I went down to an hour chart. I was like, okay, now we're looking for sales because we're looking for sales for a retest on that buying change of character, right? So I was like, okay, down to a 1 hour, I see that okay, the price was in an upward movement. The price was in an upward movement right there. It gave us lows, higher, higher, low, higher, low, higher, right? The price was in an upward movement, right? On a 1 hour, and okay, let me just remove this. On the 1 hour, and suddenly the price broke this low to indicate to indicate that we are looking for a sales, right? It's a change of character to the downside. We're looking for the sales, right? So I was like, okay, since the price broke this low, I'm gonna have to look for my order block, where I'm gonna take my sell at. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna check this. I'm gonna mark this zone right here as my order block, and that higher zone right there is my order block. But seeing that okay, the price when it was approaching this zone, it was moving with a high. Oh, it was, as you guys can see, the price was moving like this. Movement for me, it was unusual. I expected my price to approach my order block like this to show that okay, the price it's weakening as it approaches my order block. But instead, the price did what? It was moving with this long candles. So I was like, okay, this order block might not work. Let me just look for that order block up there. If the price decides to pass it, then I mean taking sales, then it doesn't matter or whatever. So I was like, okay, I use this order block as my main order block. Then I was like, I'm gonna take my sales there. So as soon as the price taps into my order block, I'm gonna start taking my sales. I'm entering this trade aggressively. If it passes my order block, then it passes my order block. I'm gonna start looking for buys, right? Because it will have given me a change of character, right? So I was like, okay, let me just wait for the price to do that. And you see what the price did? It entered my order block, but it nearly took me out. It nearly took me out, guys. As you can see, it nearly took me out. It went up. It went up there, but it didn't. Fortunately enough, it didn't pass my order block. It didn't hit my stop loss. Instead, what the price did, it tapped into my order block, just continued moving downwards. Here, guys, as you can see that the price is weakening as it moved downwards. So I took my partials as the price started to pass. Here I took my partials right here. Then the other trades, I just keep it running until it reaches this low here. Then I just to look for setups again for whatever the price gonna give me or whatever. But on this trade, I doubt that is still gonna continue going downwards. I doubt. Uh, as you guys can see that the price now is starting to weaken as it's going downwards. But yeah, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. I'm just hoping for the price to give me a buy so that I can enter a long-term buy. I don't love taking trades, risky trades like this. I don't love taking the retest trades like this, guys. So yeah, that's what happened, guys. These trades haven't happened on the course of this week. I didn't take them today. Some I took them on Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I didn't take this trades today, guys. As you can see that I'm trading higher time frames only, guys. So that's how it works with my strategy. For every break of structure, for every break of structure, I look for an order block where the price is gonna retest, then start taking trades on that order block. Especially I look for order blocks in an upward movement. I look for order blocks below the Asian liquidity. For an for a downward movement, I look for order blocks above the Asian liquidity, guys. That's how it works with my strategy. And most of the time, I find that okay, my strategy is working. And most of the time, you'll see that I keep having this sniper interest right here. I keep having this sniper interest because I place my trades at premium or discount zones, right? Even on gold, you see it was a sniper entry also itself. Let me just do this. Wait man, what's called? Okay, yeah. Even on gold, it was a sniper entry itself. The one that I took, the one that I took here, I didn't go into drawdown. Instead, the price just went up. Even on silver also, as a step entry itself also here you can see that okay after the price tapped into my order block it just went up, right?